One.
Yo, this is TTG here, and we are bringing you a team overview of our HBA draft. And we started off, you can see our draft up above, so it might kill a little bit of it, but that's alright. So we started off, we drafted Landorus Thorane as our first pick. I've never actually tried Landorus Thorane outside of an Uber's draft, so I was pretty interested in picking this up, and I was actually picked 9, so this was a pretty good pick. And this is just a little sample set of what I could run. It gets many options. It gets the fog, which could support my Charger Mega X pretty well. It can run bulk up. It can run like Sludge Wave if I face like a type of Boo at any point. It has a explosion lead. Gets decent coverage like knockoff, a superpower, outrage, U-turn. There's a couple things. I can run Z Fly in some weeks because it is a Z user. Um, I have a lot of options. It can run Smackdown or Gravity. It has Iron Tail, which is very useful in some situations. It can be Rock Polish. It has a lot of options. It's just a great mon with Z moves. Like rock and flying with earthquake, Z moves, and like Z superpower. There's really nothing you can do about this mon in terms of like trying to wall it, which is really nice. Making it one of my solid mons in the format. Plus, it's a ground flying type, so that covers two types I think are almost essential in every draft. It's a really good rocker. It can be very bulky. Can be like a physical wall. Um, like I could see res talk sets could work on this. I wouldn't want to run them very often, but it definitely has potential. And that's one huge thing I think about this mon. Um, yeah, I know it's one of the greatest ones in the format. It's so powerful. It's not slow and it's pretty bulky. So the next mon I draft my Mega, you could see earlier, is Treasure Mega X. And I honestly, I've used this mon a couple times, and I think it's kind of overrated, but I do like this in the draft because it's a solid Dawn, and I feel like it pairs well with like Landorus Thorane, so you don't need to worry as much about steals for the rest of your draft. And it has a lot of great options. It's a good sweeper, but really that's not what its main role is. I think it's a wall breaker because the recoil that it usually takes running like Flare Blitz or, with Outrage is not going to get a whole team dead always. So it can do many things, though. It has like Will Wisp, Dragon Tail, Roost. The Fog is a bad option, but you can run it. It has like Earthquake for coverage, but partially. It has other moves. It can run special, but it's rarely going to do that. You know, it has options. It's Swords Dance if you want to run like a more breaker set, even more than Outrage and like favorites and stuff. Belly Drum, that's always an option. I know it has Iron Tail. Counter, I probably won't run, but there might be a matchup where it's a decent move choice, I suppose. It just has a lot of great options. Um, Physically, it has so many options, but especially it's really good mon too. Although I really doubt I'm going to be running special all that much. And it just tears through teams with D-Dance generally. Um, So my next mon is Superior. And this is a good mon. I just thought it'd pair very well with the team. I needed some speed, and it's a grass type. That's nice. It also gets the fog and new gens, meaning that it can support Zard Y Zard X as well. With the fog support, and I think it's just a scary cleaner. Um, Leaf Storm is just you can just spam that. Glares are always kind of nice. Just slowing some things down for like Primarina or Terrakion. Terrakion will love that for a couple things like faster like Scarf Mons, that just Yeah, speed it. It can superior though. It can stall break. It can recover. It can like leech seed things. It's a versatile mod, and people overlook that. It can run screens. Um, it can run so many different options. It's not just a Leaf Storm spammer, but generally that is what it will be doing. I think because it's just such an overwhelming set. But usually it has the opposite of Floor Moveslot Syndrome. It can kind of um, fit extra moves all the time, and it has a lot of good options for them. So like Mirror Code is like an option. Like you can even run like AV Mirror Code, and that's bulky as hell. People underrate that. Like you can live like Fire Blast from like +1 plus Cephalons with this shit. Seriously, I had to prep for that with HCon 3. This thing can get really bulky. And then my next bomb is Drakian, which again it just kills a lot of the threats that these don't kill. Like flying types that kind of Landorus isn't the best at, I think, but I mean, I don't know. It's decent at killing flying types, but it likes to use the Z move for that. It's just a good breaker. Like normal types are bulky at times, water types and psychics. But I'm gonna have a breaker just for psychics later on. But you know, it's speedy. It can have a scarf. It can like dual dance. It's not a Z user, but you know, it's just great to check things. It can stall break with taunt. So I mean, it can be like a lead rocker as well. It has options, you know, coverage wise. Not amazing, not terrible. But it's just a really good offensive mon. I feel like this offensive, um, this offensively is so freaking scary. Um, and I followed up with a Primarina to finish off like the core, the Firewater Grass, and Primarina hits so hard. I don't really have to worry about offense at this point. Um, it just destroys and obliterates everything. It has good coverage like Energy Ball and Ice Beam and Shadow Ball for to add on to this, and it just hits brutally hard. You can run Scarf, you can run Specs, you can run a good Encore set with you could probably even run AV, and it would be a decent special wall. Uh, I feel like I'm gonna enjoy this mon, and then I finished off the fire. I meant the Dragon Fairy Steel Core with Fortress, which is just again Zard Axel loves that hazard control, and it gives me options, you know, to chip things down. It's a good steel type. I think it's pretty underrated. Um, its coverage is pretty bad, but um, that's not really what you're going to be using it for. You're going to be using it as structure, as a pivot, you know, for team. And it also does have some heat with counter gimmicks and like flail. So, you know, you can abuse sturdy a little bit. Can explode. It's not entirely passive, like I believe some mons are. Such as I think Registeel is extremely passive at Chi, even though it gets seismic toss. Um, I don't like it. I think Fortress is a lot more fun to use because it's a pivot, so you're not really afraid of something just switching in and just abusing you. So yeah, this is the beginning of my team. This thing gets stealth rock spikes and toxic spikes, and I'm gonna have another thing that gets spikes and toxic spikes later on. So these are my first 6 months of my draft, and it's looking like a pretty good physically defensive kind of, and very good offensive draft. So I'm gonna be bringing you a part 2 of this video because of I have a really dumb recording limit. So peace out, guys. See ya.